Hi guys, I'm Zach from ExtraHop Networks, and I want to tell you about the ExtraHop solution for Citrix virtualization and everything else in the data center. So first, a little bit of architecture. What we do is we're a completely agentless solution. We sit on a span or a tap, and we're creating wire data. So everybody's heard a lot about Splunk and talking about indexing and analyzing your machine data. We're really collecting the data off of the wire. So that gives us the ability to analyze every single application component that's connected to the wire. Everything from the front-end load balancer or even out to Citrix ICA client or web client performance out in the field, all the way back through the ICA or Citrix servers, web, app, DB, storage, and so forth. So this gives, and then cross-correlate that in a completely agentless way. So there's no software agents to load on any systems, no modifications, no risk of extra load or potential downtime, no software to keep updated and schedule around your change windows. So a very, very quick and easy to deploy solution. We sit, again, on a span or a tap in the network. Typically, it takes about 15 minutes, maybe up to an hour, to get the data spanned correctly to us, and then we'll automatically reassemble, analyze, and display every transaction in a maximum of a 30-second window. So it's real time. So if you're troubleshooting an issue, or you get a complaint from a user, hey, my performance is slow right now, you see it right now. But we're taking that same information and we're storing it in our data store. So that gives you long look back. So on a single appliance, you get at least 30 days of look back across the data. So you see here I'm looking at a 30-minute view of some lab data, but I can do the last 6 hours, the last day, the last week, the last month. And this gives you some abilities to look at long-term trending. How's performance looking over time, or how does performance look Monday morning during login storms? And also if you get that sort of classical complaint about, gee, it was slow yesterday, or you're asking, okay, when did this error crop up? So you can correlate that with the change that happened in the environment. So we're on the wire, we're analyzing all these conversations, and we can do a number of different ways of viewing that data. We can look at it from a network viewpoint, based on VLANs and top talkers and things like that. Or we can look at it from an application standpoint and really give you an end-to-end view of every component in a given application. So going from the web, the app, the DB, all correlated into a single viewpoint. So if you really want to understand where any latency is in the application, in a multi-tier application, you can see it very, very quickly and easily. I really want to touch on our Citrix analysis though. So here's an example of a summary page for all of the ICA servers in an environment. And again, automatically detected. We don't say these are ICA servers because you told us. We're automatically picking this up because we analyze the ICA protocol on the wire. And what this lets us do in a very, very deep way is go to any individual server and show latency on a user basis, an application basis. So for example, here you can look at each user, look at how long login took, how long it took to load an application, and their ongoing client latency and session duration. So you can get this view from a user standpoint or from an application standpoint. So if you wanted to look at every virtualized application in your environment and compare bandwidth utilization and latency, and even down into individual virtual channels. So if you look here at Firefox, we can go down to individual mouse, audio, video. This is really key for printing challenges, USB, clipboard. We've got a lot of compliance customers who care about things not being copied and pasted or data being copied to a USB device. And so you can really see exactly what's going on each of those virtual channels for each app in our system. So you have very, very deep analysis of everything going on every Zen server, Zen app, Zen desktop in your environment. But another key point, like I mentioned, is the end-to-end visibility. So in many, many cases, when there's a Citrix problem, we all know it's not a Citrix ICA problem or problem with the Zen app or Zen desktop server at all, but one of those dependencies. And so we have the ability to analyze every dependency on any of those servers. You see here on the left, I'm looking at database, so I can take a look at my SQL traffic. I can take a look at Active Directory traffic. I can take a look at web traffic, DNS traffic. But I can also draw an activity map. and this can be output in a PDF, a Visio, or a PNG. And in real time, I can draw a map of any time period. So what systems is this XenApp server talking to in the last half hour, in the last day, the last week? And I get a map that looks like this. And I see my XenApp server here in the center, and I see every dependency and every system it's talked out to. So we've done some TDS, probably out to this Microsoft SQL server. We've got some HTTP, some ICA going out to Geo, probably our XenApp client here, MSRPC. So you can get an activity map. You can map out all the dependencies of your Citrix application and any of the hosted applications. So your Citrix server has obviously the profile server and user directories and folders. So you get that visibility, but you also get all the dependencies of the published apps or desktops. All in one view, all automatically. So in a very quick nutshell, that's ExtraHop as a solution and a slice of visibility that we provide for ICA. But we also do a tremendous amount of visibility for web, database, storage, a variety of other protocols. So that's ExtraHop. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us and watch our video.